good evening Kampala, good evening Uganda, good evening East Africa. Thank you very much for watching U24. Now we certainly sure and we trust that every time you watch U24 you're inspired, you're motivated, and of course you're educated. Now thank you very much for watching The Desk. This is a discussion that is always worth hearing. This is a show that we are certainly and absolutely sure is going to change the entire overview of the political, the social and economic atmosphere of the country and the East African region as a whole. Now more than ever, I'm SHADRACK KISAME. Now tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be discussing something very explicit, something very nice, something very intellectual. We are understanding the effectiveness and the fairness of the judicial systems of our country, that is Uganda. And most suitable and most perfectly to help us understand and aid the understanding of this topic is a lawyer. He's a city lawyer, he's a graduate, he's a counsel. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me introduce Mr. Tumwebaze Amon. Welcome to the show, Amon.
Thank you so much, SHADRACK.
Yes, and you see, I'm very excited because every time I have lawyers, intellectuals here on the desk who have actually sat in that seat you're sitting in, it actually increases the roller coaster of brainies and intellectuals that grace this show. I'm very happy to have you.
Absolutely, I'm so glad to be here also. And want to maybe point of correction. My name is Twesije, not Tumwebaze.
Twesije Amon.
Yes,
you know, Twesije Amon.
Yes.
All right, and now let's just get straight to it. Before we even go into the specifics and dive into the show, help me understand, and the people who are watching you out there, look in that camera and tell them, help them understand what are the judicial systems of the country in a layman's language. Help us understand.
Once again, thank you so much, SHADRACK. The legal systems, effectiveness and fairness.
Yes.
It's a broad topic which I think we shall try to break down.
Yes.
By the end of this show, maybe we shall have
we shall have reached somewhere. But
at least the basic and how how it is effective, especially in this country.
Yes.
I'll begin with the judicial system.
Yes.
Judicial system. What is within the judicial system? But as the word dictates, when you hear judicial system, of course your mind should run to judicial.
Yes.
Judicial is one arm of the government. The government have got three arms, that is legislature and executive, and judicial, as I stated. Judicial is charged with the administration of justice. Many people always run to court for anything. Why? Because they run for justice. And in administration of justice, there are so many other key players for it to be effective. So let's begin with effectiveness.
Okay.
Who are the key players for us to have or to see that justice is done?
Yes.
You know, as it is usually stated, justice should not only be done, but should be seen to be done.
It should not be done, but it should be seen to be done.
Exactly.
Okay, this is a nice play of
and
words.
This means that all the key players must do their roles.
Okay.
And among the key players in administration of justice, we have got Uganda Police Force.
Okay.
Uganda Police Force, because in any case, when you lose something or you are assaulted, any offense done on you, the step number one is to rush to police.
Okay.
Why? Because you think police will help you to attain justice.
Okay. Okay. So primarily, it is police is a justice administrator.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's a key player in administration of justice.
Okay.
Now, when you run to police, for example, that must be a matter relating to criminality.
Yes.
So, for example, stealing, assault. If you're beaten or someone has taken something that belongs to you, you rush to police. So police will do what we call investigations. That's the role of police. Primarily, it is police to investigate all these matters. It investigates. After investigating, police is always guided by the state attorney.
Okay.
The state attorney is always a professional lawyer who is an advocate.
Oh, so the state attorney is always a lawyer who is an advocate.
Exactly.
Okay. These are not just people who are gotten from somewhere and pocketed into office.
It must be a professional.
It must be a professional lawyer. Okay, that's understood.
So he will peruse the file.
Okay.
And will advise police either to do further investigation or that according to the law there is an offense that was committed.
According to the law. So what is the law? Is it the constitution? According to what? What is the law?
Now, the state attorney perusing the file is looking at the facts.
Okay.
What happened?
Okay.
Now, what happened on the file must either contravene the act of parliament. And we have the law that governs the criminal offenses that we call penal code.
The penal code.
The penal code act. It has all the offenses. Therefore, for one to be charged of an offense, it must be contravening a certain section in the penal code.
Okay.
Exactly. Therefore, we'll advise police accordingly to that.
Okay.
According to what I see on the file, section so and so was contravened with. Therefore, there is an offense committed.
Okay, now let's understand each other very well. Now, this is the state attorney. We are not going to court yet.
We haven't gone to court.
It's a long process, yo.
Yes, it is a process. And of course, like Ugandans who don't understand some of these procedures, they tend to look at the system to be taking its time.
Yes.
They call it taking its time because they say we saw someone killing. Now what's delaying the case?
Thank you very much. We've watched things on TV and people are rioting. They're like, and the police is doing nothing. They are saying they're investigating.
Exactly.
Yeah, so they should understand that it's actually that process.
There is a process to be to be followed.
Okay.
And this process is how I'm telling you that police must do investigation and must have evidence on the file. So when the file is compiled, it's taken to the what? To the state attorney. The state attorney produces the file. And he is looking at the ingredients of that kind of offense, because each offense, for it to be said to have been committed, the ingredients must be fulfilled.
Okay, but my brother Amon, before you continue with the procedure, you talked about evidence. So if my relative has been killed and police has no evidence yet, we can't do anything. I have to wait.
Yes, you can't do anything, because if you saw, then you record a statement. It will be part of the file.
Okay.
If you saw someone killing, they will come.
No, but
you record the statement.
I did not see, but there are allegations. I mean, this guy has been threatening my brother for a while.
I'm just giving an example in this case.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. Either you saw. Now, if you saw, you record the statement. You saw.
That I was a witness. I saw.
I
heard. Okay.
So and you saw saying, I'm going to kill a person. So you record the statement. But it's not enough that you heard.
Okay.
Police must have enough evidence that really attaches this person that you are accusing to the crime that was committed.
Okay.
If it is now murder, as for example, the murderer, the accused murderer, is now a suspect.
Not yet a murderer.
No. He's not a murderer until he's convicted by a competent court. I'll come to that point of a competent court.
Okay.
Now, he's not a murderer until he's convicted by court. That is a murderer. So he's a suspect. I know we lay people, we want to look at him or her as a murderer already from the word go. We want to look at a murderer, but the law says otherwise, because any person who is accused of an offense, according to the Constitution, is presumed innocent until proved guilty.
But before we even continue, let me just ask a very human question that people want to know. That lawyers, do you even have a conscience?
Yes, we do.
Because you look at a guy and you really know this one is a murderer. You just look at him, but you're defending him.
No, you can't know that he's a murderer until it's proved so.
This is where I give up on lawyers.
We must balance emotions. These things are not about emotions.
Okay, it's not about emotions.
Yes,
okay, that is understood.
It's true that the person died, but could it be that the person you're holding as a murderer, could it be that he's not the one?
Okay.
So our role is to ensure that there is administration of justice and fairness. And how is that? You must follow the process.
Okay.
And through the process is to get to do the investigation and to get the evidence. That this evidence will attach this person
to the crime
scene.
Okay.
And it's not enough, but you also prove that he's actually the person that committed the sin, the crime.
Wow.
And on top of that, you have also to prove that he intended to commit that crime. That's sometimes how
No
far
way.
it can go. Yes.
Even intention matters.
Yes, it is.
No. Let's create a scenario right now. Yeah.
It's okay.
A person is drunk or something, and they have a gun, and they shoot someone, and they say, I didn't intend to do it. You know, you've killed my person. You have to go to jail.
Now, before you go to court, remember when you go to court, it is always the duty of the state.
Yes.
That's why you see, I will use which name?
Just use mine, SHADRACK.
SHADRACK.
Yes.
You are choosing of what? Of killing someone?
Maybe, yes, let's say.
It will be Uganda versus SHADRACK.
The whole state versus me.
Yeah, the whole state versus you.
It is not the Jan's family.
No, those were.
Why is it that way?
Those ones, they will mean the complainants. They lost the person, the loved one. They will be the complainants.
Okay.
Then, all criminal offenses, they are prosecuted by the state.
The state. So it's always the state versus the suspect.
Exactly.
Okay.
So then they have to do the investigation. When the state attorney advises that actually there is an offense that has been committed, and will advise according to what I see on the file, according to the testimonies of so and so, so and so, so and so, so and so, charge KISAME SHADRACK is murder.
So at that point is when I proceed to court.
Not yet, because
no way.
Then you are charged. Then the charge sheet is taken to the magistrate. Of course, at that time you are in custody of police. If you are not in custody, then they will have to arrest you.
Okay, let's talk about being in custody. At what point does the family or the complainant have the right to come with men in uniform to handcuff me?
The moment you are suspected to have committed that crime,
okay,
you should be arrested. Then when you are arrested, of course, they have to take statements. They have to, within 40,
to the Attorney General's
exactly.
office. Yes.
And the investigations are done within 48 hours.
Okay.
The state should come up with is a complete file so that they can charge you.
Okay.
You need to be charged within 48 hours. So in 48 hours, you should know why you are in police custody.
So I'm in that cold cell for 48 hours.
Yeah, some take even more than that because you know what is happening. Sometimes some people take even more than that when they don't know why they're in custody.
Wow.
They're still investigating.
That is actually a very painful experience.
Yeah, and you see, criminals have also, these days have also taken the game too high, that some of them are too smart. So sometimes you find that it takes some time to get enough. Because like system, the degree is so high.
The degree of the offense.
The degrees, yes. Not necessarily the degree of offense, but the justice demands that you prove beyond reasonable doubt.
All right, now Amon, but when we come back, you're going to dive straight into what happens after the Attorney General's office and what he advises. So after the break, you're going to just take us through that. Okay, now do not go away. You're still on the desk, and we are understanding the effectiveness and the fairness of judicial systems of our country. Keep it U24. Do not even touch your dial. We'll be back.